Hampton, senior counsel at the Thomas More Society, who represents the plaintiffs in this case, did agree to come on our show to explain a little more about it. Steve, what are the claims that your clients, medical professionals, are making?
Essentially, we're making three claims here. First, that the public health order in effect right here is a violation of the Supremacy Clause of the United States Constitution because it disregards not only state law, but federal statutory law and the Constitution itself. States can't do that. Second, we're claiming a violation of the Free Exercise Clause because this regulation is neither neutral nor generally applicable and does not meet the strict scrutiny analysis that the case law requires. Third, we're claiming a violation of the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment because this regulation singles out, in effect, folks that have a religious objection to the vaccine, which is the case for our 17 plaintiffs, and treats them differently from, for example, people that have a medical issue with regard to the vaccine. We don't even get to make an application for a religious exemption under the regulations as currently structured. So that's it in a nutshell.
Basically, what you're saying is if the government in any way exempts anyone, it has to also exempt religious people. And that's why you have a claim here and why the court responded to you. Let's take a step back, though. Are you just trying to knock down all vaccine mandates altogether, or is this really only about religious exemptions?
Yeah, absolutely not. This is simply a modest request that the state of New York recognize and respect, as federal law requires and as the law of the state of New York requires, a genuine, sincere religious objection to a mandate such as this vaccine mandate. And it doesn't even guarantee, our lawsuit wouldn't guarantee that our clients would all obtain that religious exemption, but it would respect the right to apply for one. That's all we're asking here.
For the right to try. And so this is about the state of New York and not about the federal mandate that we're waiting to be issued through the Department of Labor. So then what's next in the lawsuit? The government has to prove that there's no other way for them to eradicate COVID other than issuing a mandate. This is the state government of New York that forces people to violate their conscience. Is that what's next?
That's it in a nutshell. What we have is a deadline for the state to respond by September 22, which is next Wednesday. Then there's a hearing, if necessary, if the state persists, which it looks like they will in its position, set for September the 28th, the morning of the 28th.
And so you'll be in
So
court.
we're moving fast. Yes.
Moving quickly. Do you see any other lawsuits similar to this that will be coming up? Are you planning on bringing other cases?
Well, yes, we're being contacted, of course, all over the country. Other firms are involved as well. As you may know, there's another lawsuit similar to this one pending in the Eastern District of New York, also awaiting a hearing. And as you say, the federal mandate is yet to be kind of spelled out for us, but we're looking very closely at that, too. Frankly, it's a time in our nation like no other time, I think, with regard to the threats to our fundamental freedoms. And we're active and looking very carefully, as I say, all across the country at these things.
And with the federal mandate coming out, it does seem like it might have religious exemptions since the military and a couple of other places have received exemptions from it. Are you curious to see if there will be one included there? Is there anything you're doing to promote that?
Well, yeah, we're very curious. And, given the kind of almost testing of the waters that New York has undertaken here, the state of Maine has also tried this kind of absurdity of setting aside all religious exemptions. Very disturbing incremental suggestions here that we're in danger of losing just all of our fundamental freedoms. So when the federal government and the White House itself is disrespecting, frankly, throwing all kinds of insults at the unvaccinated, it is a trend that we are watching very carefully and we think bodes real ill for what's coming. We're in danger of moving from a free America to what looks like a kind of clone to Red China here.
Well, we'll be watching that closely. Thank you so much.